All right, let's review adding and subtracting integers. Let me turn your attention over here to the right where it says these three rules. Same signs, you're going to add and keep the sign. Different signs, subtract, keep the sign of bigger number. And the exception, which is the double negative, is equal to a positive. For example, 2 minus negative 3 is actually going to equal 2 plus 3. If you keep these rules in mind, there's really not much that can get in the way of you being successful with adding and subtracting integers. All right, for starters, the signs are important. So the first thing you ought to do is determine the signs. 3 plus negative 8. 3 is positive, negative 8 is negative. Signs are different. Subtract and keep the sign of the bigger number. 8 minus 3 is 5. Keep the sign of the bigger number, negative 5. Here, we have a double negative. As soon as you see that, you should turn that into a positive. So 9 is negative. This is now negative 9 plus 4, so the 4 is positive. The signs are different. Subtract. 9 minus 4 is 5. Keep the sign of the bigger number. So the answer is negative 5. All right, moving right along. 7 minus 5. The 7 is positive. That negative sign in front of that 5, or that subtract sign in front of that 5, that makes that a negative 5. So the signs are different. Subtract. Keep the sign of the bigger number, positive. All right, here, double negative. I'm going to put my plus sign out there. So the 6 is positive. Because of the double negative, that becomes 6 plus 4, so the 4 is positive. Oh, the signs are the same. Add and keep the sign. Negative 4, that's going to be plus 2. So that's negative. This now is positive. Signs are different. Subtract and keep the sign of the bigger number. All right, here we have, this is a negative. Because that subtraction sign is in front of the 10, that's also a negative. The signs are the same. Add and keep the same sign. I haven't been putting that up there, but I'm going to start now. All right, next. Sorry about that. Positive, that's a negative. Subtract. Keep the sign of the bigger number, which is positive. All right, negative, negative. Add. Keep the sign. Negative, negative. Signs are the same. Add. Keep the sign. I am getting this whole little scroll bar together. At any time you can pause and see what you can do here. I'm going to give you a moment to pause. Okay. Negative, negative. Negative, positive. Negative, positive. Positive, negative. There is no substitute for good old practice. Hopefully you see that that's a double negative right away. You know that's going to become a positive and another positive. Add. Keep the sign. Positive. That's a negative. Subtract. Keep the sign of the bigger number. So it's positive. All right. I hope you've enjoyed this practice. Rewatch it. Think about it. And just practice.